All right. So where did I lose you guys? You guys will have to tell me once you get in. You'll have to tell me where I lost you. Because my internet sucks. Bloggers. Yes, I was talking about bloggers. Hello. Bloggers. Okay. So, did you guys hear what I said? Okay, cool. Did you guys hear what I said about the swatching thing? That, if you see like a picture, okay. So I didn't know what swatching was. I mean, I did, but I didn't. And you can kind of sort of assume from the word swatching and what it is, kind of what it is. Hello. But welcome back in, everybody, and invite your followers and all that stuff. Basically, when you're on like a manufacturer's website or something like that, he paused The Walking Dead to listen. That's awesome. So when you see like the nails all polished in the color and they're holding a bottle of the polish, like that's like swatching. And so when you can kind of wrap your brain around that, you understand how much our industry uses bloggers for that stuff. And which is like really super cool because they're kind of like hand models, you know? They've got nice nails and they polish well and they have all the skills. And so they get to be like hand models for catalogs and online things and all kinds of stuff like that. So, it's actually a super cool thing. And so now I follow a lot of them because a lot of times we see work as the pro side and we have to ask a bazillion times, oh my gosh, what color was that? Or we have to make a guess as to what color it was. But if you're following bloggers like on Instagram, you can see what brand and color it is, which is, and sometimes it'll even tell you, which is super cool. So, the bloggers that I've started following have some amazing work. And so you should totally check it out. That was a beautiful thing that was learned about this whole thing. And I assured a commenter on YouTube that I would take another opportunity again today to say I'm sorry for my ignorance when it came to what bloggers actually contribute to the industry. So, oh, look. Somebody we need to block. Oh, oh, oops. No, I need to unblock you. Uh-oh. Unblock. Oh my gosh. I blocked one of our regular girls. Sorry. You can come back in now. My bad. I was trying. No, right? It was, the comment disappeared before I could block it because whoever that troll was, I missed the little thing. Trolls. So, I'm sorry to the bloggers that I offended for my ignorance, and I messaged, I know, whoops. So, I messaged Jan Arnold today and asked her what was going on with getting the CND statement that the bloggers are rightly still really offended by. And, right. And, so she said that she's working on it with the PR team. And yeah, so that's happening. So on the note of the bloggers, as much as I really adore the work that I've seen out of some of these bloggers, there are some really not nice mean girls in that group. And I have been called I was trying to get rid of a wanker, right? You got it. Daft prick he was. So you guys are funny. So I decided that since I look homeless, I've been told that a few times. And I look like crap and all of that. How dare I try and teach people anything because I clearly don't know what I'm talking about and all those kind of things. That I made the connection that I am a lot with makeup like other people are with nails. Okay? So makeup, I hate doing my own makeup. Love the result, hate the application. So I kind of I took myself out of the nail industry and put myself into the makeup industry and did a little thought about it. That if you are somebody who hates doing your own nails, but you don't go to the salon all the time and have somebody else do your nails, then what do? You just run around with undone nails, right? Unless it's important. So that's how I feel about makeup. I hate wearing makeup. My skin hates it when I wear makeup. And I love the look of makeup, but I hate the application of makeup. So since everybody was kind enough to point out to me that I look homeless anyway, I decided to stop even trying. So today, what you see is me face with tinted moisturizer and lip balm. That's it. That's all there is. And that's all there's going to be, unless I have to be made up for something else. And then, of course, you guys will get to see it. Or if we're like at a show or something that I know I'm going to get lots of pictures taken or any that kind of stuff, then I'll do it. But other than that, I think if people are going to bash me anyway, I'm not going to put a bunch of effort in to being bashed. So, yeah, I couldn't afford all that lighting if I was homeless, right, Nellie? Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me from the UK. Sod them knobbers, you were funny. I always look nice. They're just nasty, natural beauty. You know what I mean? It just really, you guys, I'm fine. It has not been a big deal to me. I have been called a whole lot worse for a whole lot less. So don't worry about me. I'm fine. But, it has, and I've gotten some good things out of it. Like I really do need to press you guys. I know you just love that I love the word wankers. That is so funny. I do need to press. Well, I can't press because of the material it's made out of, my backdrop, but I do need to try and steam it. I think my iron will do that. So, right? Shame on me for being so confident in my own appearance. So you get to see all 42 years old of this loveliness, 43 this year. Yeah, right. And that's, so I did straighten my hair for you guys today, though, because we saw when my hair was out of control last week, and that's just something that, we can't have. I have to draw the line somewhere, and it doesn't bother me to straighten my hair. Oh, my God, the UK peeps are killing me, right? That's my daughter, by the way, Rain Victoria. Yeah, you guys are killing me. So whatever. I'm not upset. Yeah, 40-something's a new 30-something, whatever. I wish my body felt that way, but I suppose a little more Pilates and it might. So, anywho. So, yeah, I don't know. People looking for something to pick on. And you know what? Here's a newsflash. Nobody looks like they do on the red carpet when they get out of bed. And the people who look really close to what they look like on the red carpet when they get out of bed, there's a very special name for them, and it's called supermodels, of which I am not one. Besides the fact I'm about a foot too short to be a supermodel. You guys are hilarious. Besides the height issue and the weight issue slightly. Yeah, like, whatever. It's fine. But so find some of the really fun bloggers to follow. The Polished Perspective, the Polished PhD, let's see, Ricky's Nails. A lot of them actually that I listed on my list, on my show. Yagala is a good one on Instagram. Okay. So there you guys go. And so, yeah, I've had to explain to a few of them that I share my photos on social media, trying to, I know, and it says I'm a real professional offering to help people, but here's, that's awesome. Awesome mug. So I think though that the point is that I don't use photo lighting to take my pictures. I did get some good criticism that I should not use my flash and instead get an OttLite, with an Edison bulb for taking pictures of the nails. So that was good advice. And having to clarify that I post my pictures to social media more for my clients and other nail pros, because clients like to see their nails, right, out on social media, and then they can share them with their friends and those kind of things. And that in case there's something about it, maybe it's not the whole thing. Like maybe you don't look at my nails and go, oh, those are epic. And I never claim to be. And I openly say that I battle nail art stuff all the time. But that maybe something, the color or a glitter I used, or the shape that the client's nail is filed into, or something, some little thing of what I did is something that a nail tech goes, yes, that's the color I was looking for. And then they can ask what it is. So there's a lot of different reasons that people put their stuff out on social media. That's pretty much why I put mine up there. So, you know, some people do it for promotions and all that kind of stuff. And if you're putting only your very best work out there for promotions, clients are always on about shapes and bring me photos, right? And if you're putting your stuff out there for promotion, then, you know, take the extra second to make sure that you swipe a brush along the cuticle and make sure that that line is perfect and those kind of things. That's the stuff that you do for when you know you're going to be taking photographs. But if you're just taking a shot of somebody's nails or a before and after or something, then, you know, as text, we get it. So, and bloggers probably now will too. So I think we've all learned something out of this. So I'm going to put my coffee cup down now and we'll move on to other topics. So there is a video that's going around. The opening shot looks like this, and it is, what are your fingernails telling you? And it is a video that professes to be different kinds of conditions that can be seen in somebody's nails, right? So yeah, we'll talk less about the winkers. They can saw it off. So it's interesting because some of these I've learned, some of these I know from experience are somewhat true. You know, we know that not necessarily that a light, barely not pink, yeah, always jokes, a lighter pink nail, color, nail bed color, can, you know, or one that's more towards gray even than an absence of pink. You guys are funny. We know that that can be a low blood flow issue or those kind of things. I'm going to see if I can pull up some of these in this video. But it's talking about different medical conditions that could be associated with nails. And it talks about clubbed fingers, the clubbed fingernails, like that. Oops, see if I can get a good angle there. Could be indicative of lung problems. Pitted nails could be something like psoriasis, or psoriatic arthritis. Bose lines can be due to all kinds of things. That's what this video is talking about. So while I don't think that everything we see on a client's nails is like dun 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 trauma and dramatic and needs to like call an ambulance or something, I think that it is good to notice if there's been changes in a client's nails. So we know that clients' nail beds are all different shades of, from essentially no color, just skin color behind it, all the way through to some people have really pink nail beds. I mean, you can even put clear like enhancements on them. They look pink. We all know that. So I think the biggest difference is that we need to be noticing if there's a change. So like somebody who just always has cold hands and always has not very pink nail beds all the time, they have a bit of a circulation problem that they're probably aware of and it's not a big deal. But if a client normally comes in and they normally have warmer hands, and they normally have pinker nail beds, and they come in to get their nails done, and it's July, and their hands are freezing and pale, and their nail bed color is not pink when it usually is. Then that could be something that we would go, hey, has it been doing this for a while? Like, you might want to go see your doctor because that's unusual for you. So I think that there's some balance. I think this video, while not super accurate, is maybe not super not accurate. And it's good to watch. I'll put the link in the comment section below on Facebook. But Doug Schoon does have a comment on it that I want to make sure that I read because it's the other side of the equation, which is, he says, I'm a leading nail scientific expert on the natural nail, and I can tell you these are oversimplifications, and I would not trust this information, nor would I recommend sharing it. Too bad, Doug. Gonna share it anyway. This looks like someone was reading things they came across on the internet, decided to create a compilation of what they read, not my idea of research. They may be possible causes, but they're also very unlikely. I think I covered that. And in many cases, they have ignored the most likely cause and focused on the most unlikely cause. These types of guides are inherently flawed and can be very misleading. A good doctor would never assume any of these were the cause of these conditions, but instead would see these as small clues and would gather much more information, including blood analysis, to develop a possible diagnosis. And even then, they could be wrong. But those doctors, what do they know? For instance, there could be dozens of reasons why the nail plate separates from the nail bed, and they mention the most unlikely reasons. And that you shouldn't rely on this information. I'm paraphrasing, and we should not diagnose, and we shouldn't diagnose, and we shouldn't treat, but we do need to know when to refer. And while I agree with the one instance that he's talking about, talks about a lifted nail off the toenail, we know that the vast majority of the time that is fungal or trauma. Sometimes it's chemo treatment, those kind of things. And so if it's anything kind of like that, guess what? The client already knows why. And if it looks like it's really fungal, then they should see a doctor anyway. And then we can go from there. I'm not going to get into that discussion today. But this is a good video just to kind of look at and to help you be a reminder. Right, it could be useful for someone's health. So just a reminder to maybe don't ever forget those diseases and disorders we all had to learn in nail training. And if you didn't get enough training in that, please go back to your basic manicuring textbook. If you don't have one, get on Amazon, order a used one, and go back through the diseases and disorders so that you can have an idea on when it's safe to work on something and when you should be referring. Kind of the golden rule, as I learned it in nail school, was if there appears to be signs of infection, which is red, in pain, swelling, pus, learn those Anis. If it hurts, and sometimes you go to a doctor and they say it's nothing. And we know it's something. It's not nothing. But in that case, like I have one client that I have a form that they can take to their doctor that says that I've noticed this, and I'd like them to look at it, and I would like to know if it's safe for me to do pedicures on and to recommend home care, and have the doctor sign it off, and then they bring it back, and then my butt's covered and I can go back to doing what I would do. Would I reapply acrylic to a mild greenie? I'll get back to that in a second. So anyway, I'm going to share this. Know your diseases and disorders and all of your onychogryphosis and onycholysis and all of the onycho stuff, onychomycosis, make sure you know all that stuff because it's really important. And most people, we learn, have some sort of fungal something going on their feet, even if it's not actually doing anything. So keep that in mind, that I know, and some people think it's gross, and I just look at it's something that needs care, and the more care I give it and the right care the client gives it, then the less it is. And our feet have, like 1,700 foot-pounds of torque or some number like that. that we put on them every time we take a step. And so, you know, you got to keep your feet good, right? So I don't know. That's just kind of my little thing. Will I apply a nail to a mild greenie? Well, first thing we need to do is, oh, that's funny. The first thing we need to do is talk about define mild. So, oh, pet peeve, we cannot work on pterygium. Oh, our general practitioners charge 20 pounds to sign that type of letter. I've found clients aren't even interested in wanting to know. Well, then I suppose there could be a different form that you could have that says, I've made client Jane Doe aware of a potential for a problem. I have referred her to a doctor. She has refused referral and is releasing me from all liability if something is to go wrong. And they sign it and date it, and you sign it and date it, and you keep it on file. And then you're in the clear. So, because I think this is a problem we're going to have to attack if we're ever going to cut down on the super deep discount salons, because we are looking and evaluating as a part of our consultation kind of what we're doing, and we're talking to them about stuff. And if we tell them no, because we know they should go see a doctor, and they know they're not going to go see a doctor anyway, then all they're going to do is go down the street to somebody who doesn't care. And that doesn't help anybody. So there's got to be some sort of an out for us. There's got to be a happy medium in there somewhere. Okay, back to the greenie situation. So I think the first thing that we need to do is we need to define mild, which, here's the deal. We've all seen the gamut of ugly pictures, right? So, if it's light green, like you applied the product and you got, for some reason, some center pocket lifting that maybe your guest didn't come in right away and get fixed, which is another reason why I do repairs for free, because I don't want there to be any reason that they can't come in and get it fixed. So, so I repair everything for free within that 2 to 3 weeks, even if it's their fault. Like, I don't even want to discuss whose fault it is. I don't care. Most of the time they'll cop to it if it's their fault. So whatever. But I don't want to encourage them to not come in, because then we have a problem with things like greenies. So, if it's gotten a little center pocket lifting because they bashed it on the counter when they were cleaning or something, or they ripped it on the corridor handle and it broke, but it didn't break, and so some water got in there or something, I remove the nail, the enhancement, and I I personally, so this is not a you need to do this or it doesn't work, I'm just telling you my personal thing. I personally use a product called Fresh Nail from Tammy Taylor Nails. Nail Fresh? Fresh Nail? Don't remember. Bottle's over there. Anyway, used it for years. That's how I can't even remember. I think it's Fresh Nail. Anyway, and yes, it is correct that all greenies are caused by Pseudomonas bacteria. They are bacterial, and basically the green color comes from the waste product excreted by the bacteria, and that's why it stains. But they're, for the most part, anaerobic, right? So, well done with the spelling, right? So I use a product that, if it's a real mild greenie, and I mean real light, like a shadow of a green, I clean it with this stuff. I scrub it until when I take the pad off, it dries really fast. And then I prep that nail last because I use a peel and stick disposable file system. So I prep that nail last just to be extra sure. All you need is one little teeny bacteria, and then you have a whole nother big mess. And so I prep that nail last, and then I peel off the strip and I throw it away. And then I reapply. Now, here's the real big difference though. If somebody comes to you, right, and some people are prone to it because they work in a lot of water. Some people are prone to it, like my psoriasis client has deep pitting on her nails. I work with her dermatologist. We keep nails on her because it keeps nails on her. It holds her nails together, and I work in conjunction with her dermatologist to make that happen. And I've been doing her nails for like 15 years, but because of the pitting, it's really easy as the nails grow out for there to be a gap that opens up. It doesn't lift, it opens up because of the way her nail grows, and then some moisture gets in there, and then we go to take her color off the next time, and ta-da, she's bright green. And her dermatologist and I have already signed all of our things and discussed it and all that, and so I have no qualms at all about treating that nail. And then I treat it, and then I put it all back down again, and then it's usually good again for a while. It usually gets all the way grown out before it happens again when we get another pit that grows out. She's also got some really deep ridges because of her psoriasis. And so those nails, one in particular, is much more likely for that to happen. But so she has to come in every 2 weeks. She doesn't get an opportunity to go longer. I work with her dermatologist. We do all of this work knowing that that's going to happen. So it happens. But the big difference is if you get somebody who's new to your chair, and you take off their polish or their gel polish, and it's on multiple nails, and it is darker than that light green. And the darker it is, the worse it is. And no kidding, I have seen people who've had their black, that it gets all the way through. It works all the way through as the bacteria eats through the keratin and the oils in the nail plate and do more bacteria excrement. It gets worse and worse. And so it'll get to a darker green. It'll start getting into a brown. And if it goes on long enough, it'll get black. And by the time that happens, when you remove the enhancement, and at that point, the only way to remove the enhancement is by soaking it off, because you can't pry or you're going to pull right through what's left of their nail plate. You have to soak off at that point. And you got to get that product off. If it's anything like that, if the nail bed is, nail plate is soft, if it's layering, if it's just shredding, if it's nasty discolored like that, treat it the way you normally would with the product that you normally use to clean it up with. Even Scrub Fresh wouldn't be a bad call if it's all you have. And then say on those nails, no. You can't have anything until, and most of the time, even people who have gotten by with their nails looking like that under a French and they can see it, it's not until you get the nail off and they can actually touch their nasty natural nail that after that you generally don't have any problem going, that needs to grow out. No, you can't even have top coat on it. No, it gets nothing. It gets nothing. Sorry, wash your hands a lot with disinfectant soap, antibacterial soap, and whatever, like, sorry. And most people by that time are sufficiently grossed out enough that they don't give you too much flack about it. So that was a really long answer to that. Okay, it is 2:37. What else did I want to share with you guys? So I want to talk about salon air quality. I had somebody suggest to me that we talk about pregnancy in the salon and those kind of things, and talk about air quality. And I saw this video, and I have to tell you, how would I say that without sounding rude? Well, my personality, as you guys have figured, I tend to dilute things with humor. But, yeah, I do have my nose pierced. That's funny. Sometimes I don't have it in, though. I've had it pierced since I was like 17, which, as aforementioned, I'm almost 43, so that was a really long time ago. I had it done before it was cool, back when I was a rebel. But I'm from near Seattle, man. It was the Seattle sound, like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Mother Love Bone and, you know, Presidents of the United States of America, you know, like it was all that, right? So, okay, well, fair enough. I'm a rebel now still, I guess. So we were talking about, Kurt Cobain. If you haven't seen the movie, on a side note, if you haven't seen the movie Soaked in Bleach, watch it. It's really good. So I thought this was interesting. Now, I'm going to pull up some stats as a part of my little investigative journalism thing, because I used to know them by heart, but I don't know if they've changed, and so I want to double check. But because the products that we use are used in other industries, there are safety exposure limits that are established for them. And even back when nobody cared about salon air quality, we were always like way, 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 way under exposure limits for needing to have protective gear or respiratory problems or whatever. But since we've had so much stuff about salon air quality come up in the last little while, I think it's worthy of revisiting, fact from fiction kind of thing. But I saw this video and I thought this was awesome because while I think I would have a really, really hard time adjusting to this, there are some byproducts about this that would be awesomely amazing. So I don't know if you've seen this video yet. I'm going to try and get it at an angle where you guys can see it. It is a case that completely encloses the person doing nails, right? Yeah, we used to smoke. We were doing it too. But see that? The tech is in there and the client is in there, right? Yeah, some of you guys have seen this, right? I'm going to post the link below on Facebook too. So now they're going to pan back a little bit and you're going to see that, you know, it looks like they've got one of the regular dust collector things like Amy Becker sells in there. And it's like a little, yeah, in some ways it's kind of ridiculous and it's kind of like a laboratory. But the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I thought about this. For all the time, yeah, I don't know that my back would take the posture all day either. But that's, I don't know. If you had your table at just the right height so that your arms were coming straight out from your body, you know, and you don't need to wear a face mask or any of that kind of stuff because you're keeping everything in there and that thing's vented like a little isolation booth. Yeah, no goggles needed, no whatever. Now, right, my boobs would be against the glass too if I was trying to file a nail like that. But I think like anything else, we're creatures of habit and that we can make new habits. But the cool thing about that is this, and this is what I thought about. How many times do we complain about our clients and their cell phones, right? That they're on their cell phone or they're screwing around with something or they're whatever. Or they're leaning back like this and then they're leaning back like that. And that if it was a thing where they came to a service where they had to stick their hands in this thing, scratching their hair, touching their face, whatever, picking their teeth, whatever, right? So maybe the idea of we could kill two birds with one stone, right? And we could have these like plexi, like isolation book things, linting up their nails. Oh God, people who are wearing fleece or sweaters in the wintertime, or cat hair. So I put a client's phone in the bin in the past. Yeah, I've done some pretty obnoxious things too. Most of the time I just sit and stare at them until they put it down. And they go, no, that's okay. Please, just go ahead. And I'm like, no, it's all right. I'll wait. And I smile. But if we had this isolation little booth thing we wouldn't have dust all over in our salon that we spend time dusting retail shelves and things and all that kind of stuff, right? They wouldn't be able to be getting into their handbag. And I foresee a lot of duct sticking to it, right? So all the things that our clients do that we're like, dude, sit still. So no dust anywhere other than in the little box. And it's got an extraction thing that it's collecting it in. And no fuss, no muss, no mess, right? We got our hands in there. And now for manicures, right? If you had one of those, I've always wondered what the point was of those dual tables, but think about that. A dual table, right? So where, yeah, handcuffs, but I'm sure that probably falls under like a kidnapping thing somewhere. I don't know. I think they have to actually be able to get out of it or we're doing something. Then they can't drink their tea and that's nice, but they can drink their tea while their polish is drying, or they can book a pedicure and drink their tea, or they can show up 15 minutes early for their appointment and drink their tea then. So instead of having them drinking tea, messing with their phone, dust all over the place, chasing their hands down, all that kind of stuff, I know that if I don't yap and stop working, and I keep working, and they don't fart around, I can get a full set done. I've gotten a full set done in the past in 20 minutes when I was really in practice. I'm not in practice as much now, so it'd probably take longer. But that's the difference I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a little bit of difference. I'm talking about a lot of difference, you know? So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's worth considering, you know, but that's the thing though. As long as your pricing structure is priced so that you're still making money when you're doing that, then, and the client doesn't care, then who cares? I used to. Now I book a full set in like an hour and a half because I like to be kind of slow. But, I have the luxury now, and it really is a luxury. I have a luxury now of having a small enough clientele finally that I can really kind of take more time and do some of the more artistic enjoyment part of what we do. But for a long time, you know, you do practice nails on a practice sheet so that your product ratio is spot on every time you pick up a ball of gel or a bead of acrylic, it's perfect. Sculpts 1.5 hours, including polish and 10 nail designs. Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's good. Especially when you start talking about shape and different shapes and stuff. So when I say that, remember that that was a set of pink and white sculptured nails out to the second line on a form, on a client's nails who I have done quite a bit. So I had soaked her off and was putting a new set on, and I decided to film it and say, let's see how fast I can do this. And I did it in 20 minutes. They were square. It's, you know, so, you know, I mean, I like to book an hour. I'm lazier now. I take longer. Gel polish sort of changes the game a little bit too. So yeah, it's not all about time. It's about good looking nails, but there has to be a balance, right? Because you can't charge bare bottom prices for something that's going to take you 2 hours. So we start thinking about cost per service and all that stuff, forgetting about product and rent and all that other kind of stuff. If you're only charging $40 for a full set and it's taking you 2 hours, then you're at $20 an hour and you haven't even tapped into product and insurance and licensing and training and rent and all that stuff. So, you know, you have to know your timing. Yeah, I talk to the hands all the time. Know your clients' hands better than you know their faces. There's a lot of times I used to see my clients out in town and I honestly wouldn't recognize who they were because I had to look at their hands. And as soon as I looked at their hands, I was like, oh, I totally know who that is. You know, Marsha or whoever. So, you know, time is money, money is time, but I don't know. The salon air quality thing is important, and I want to look some stuff up about it before I talk about it. Like, I want some fact-based information to reconfirm with, but I don't know. I thought the video was kind of thought-provoking. Like, if you were doing nails 40 hours a week and your clients were never futzing around with anything else, you never had to spend any time grabbing your nippers to pull a fuzzy out of a coated gel polish because they just had to reach into their pocket for something right then, or whatever, you know, if you had like their full attention hands for the whole time, and there was no dust flying around everywhere. So if you had the dual station, and on one side of the station you did enhancements where you were going to do that, I don't know, they were listening to Pharrell. The song that was playing in the background of the video was Happy. So I'm not really sure. And then the other side of your table, yeah, Bob Giblet does know his air quality stuff. Same with Jeff Cardarella from Aerovex. And, you know, we've got lots and lots of different things that we talk about air quality. And, but, you know, so you could have one side of the table for where you're doing manicures, where you're going to be all in lotion, and people don't tend to move around that much when you go back a few little ways and look at my Dazzle Dry video for Express, just a basic polished manicure. She doesn't really have any times to do anything with her hands because I'm always doing something, or it's stuck in a bag and a mitt or something. So, you know, maybe to, you know, kind of think about that. Oh, when they bring kids. Yeah, I always had a child-free salon. I always had a sign in my salon that said, we hope it's not an inconvenience, but in order for everyone to relax and enjoy their experience, this is a child-free salon unless they are receiving a service. So, hi, welcome. So, although I'm getting ready to sign out, so you guys are going to end up watching on replay anyway, but, so, I don't know. We'll talk about kids another day. I have a really funny, epically funny story on that. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's the thing, is it happens. I work above a soft play area. It can be hell. Ugh. I'm in the barbershop. Kids are always somewhere. Yeah. It's so dangerous for them. It really is. I tell people all the time, I'm like, my salon is not child-proofed. Like, there's no child-proof lids on my liquid monomer. Like, the salon isn't childproof. I don't have a TV. It's helped a little bit with technology because they can be put in a corner with an iPad and headphones and some streaming kids show thing if it's a quick service. But, you know, we try and make plans for when there's going to be like soak off a new set time, that it's going to be a long service, that, you know, Ritalin, that it needs to be, I had a toddler take a bite out of 6 apples in my fruit bowl when I was doing her mom's nails. I have a sofa and free Wi-Fi. They're told to sit. Yeah, you did say that out loud. So yeah, you know, and there's nothing, if you want to have kids in your salon, then set up a kid area. And, if you don't, then make sure that you tell your clients that there is no kids allowed, and be prepared to stick by that. I mean, I always just made the, in order to be fair to everybody, it makes it so everybody can enjoy their service here. And so we don't want it to be inconvenient, but we want it to be a chance for you to relax and enjoy your service. So when I have a salon, they won't be allowed. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's tough. So thank God I'm not mobile anymore. Charge them and hire a daycare worker. Seriously, right? I'm at home. No one takes me seriously. That's a tough one. Let me think on that a little bit, because I have some thoughts on that, but I want to bounce them off some other people and see if that's just my perspective. Because I'm kind of a mean old wicked witch. Like my nieces and nephews, I'm like Wicked Witch Aunt Michelle when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I was just with my nephew and nieces this weekend, and yeah, I'm sure my nephew doesn't really like me so much right about now because I did a whole lot of, oh, no, oh, your mom and dad might let you get away with that, but Aunt Michelle doesn't. Bye-bye. Back to your room. So I have to bounce that off some people and kind of think about that a little bit, because I have to think about what part of that is me and what part of that is the business thing. So I need to put my business cap on and think about that. So, all right, you guys, it's been a long old show. We've sat here and chatted away again. And so I'm going to beat feet and, you know, I'm interested to know about how to deal with it as I'm going to be working from home. Yeah, you know, I'm going to put some thought into that, and we will have a chat about working from home. I've done it a few times. Some areas don't allow it, so make sure if you're going to think that you're going to do that, you check your local laws and regulations and make sure that you can do that. It's hard working from home. I mean, it has some advantages, but it's got some disadvantages. And it's tough. And I've been mobile too, and I still am mobile actually for, I'm a personal service operator, so I'm actually mobile to go do events or people who can't come to me. But so yeah, let me put a little bit thinking about that. We'll hit that sometime this next week. Add some thoughts to that from a business perspective. Tell them your insurance won't cover kids in your home. And I still do mobile too. Yeah, I mean, there's always that. Blame it on insurance. Blame it on laws. Blame it on something. Just make sure that it's something that's sort of factual. I'm in the UK, so no problems. Clients also think that, right, that you're sitting around just waiting for them like they're a guest. But, you know, like I said, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how that, like it's your hobby, right? We'll talk about how that can fit into a well-executed business plan, just some little things. If you join the University of Nails, you can learn a lot from those marketing videos that will talk to you about each individual concept and help you think your way through how it works for your unique situation. But I'll try and hit on some of the high points one of these. So I had a text at 9:30 p.m. On Sunday because a crystal came off. Wow. Yeah, I've got some real funny ones too. Like I said, we'll just share some stories one of these days, asking to pop in for a fix. Oh, and yes, love University of Nails. Love University of Nails. I love to hear that. Please tell many more people. I think lots of people just don't know it exists yet. And there'll be many more videos to come. And oh my God, I've been texted it. I don't even know. I just turned my phone on. Do not disturb at night. Oh my gosh. Yeah. A 2:45 pick. It was asked how much that would be at 2:45 in the morning. Yeah, dude, seriously, just put your phone on do not disturb. If you forget to do it, set the hours in your phone so it automatically happens. Mine automatically goes to do not disturb between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. period. So, yeah, totally. Yeah, crazy people, right? So yes, please pass the word on the University of Nails. I don't hate bloggers. This is the new face of, shocked them when I answered. That's awesome. You know, and the next time you see this cup, it will be because I have 100 members. And, yeah, this is new week, new times, new, oh, I love you guys too. So, new times, new things. We all know more things about bloggers. We know things we didn't know before about how the business works. And we know that nobody appeared to care that I spent time on my makeup anyway, so I'm not going to anymore. And yeah. So we all know something, right? We all learned something out of this. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you have liked the Facebook page and you share with all your friends and, you know, all that stuff. All that stuff you know. And share, go to the University of Nails, go to the University of Nails Facebook page, like that page, and then please invite your friends to like that page also, your nail friends. So, yeah. Oh, I've learned loads from You of Nails already. See, that's what I love to see. And right, the things I can do when my mister is away. You guys are funny. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Much love to you all. And I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Is it just on Facebook or the web too? The University of Nails has a Facebook page, but it's on its own website, which is www.universityofnails.com. There's 3 free videos to preview on the homepage. You can go everywhere on the site and look at everything. The only thing you can't do without being a member is actually watch the members only content videos. But you can totally go check it out and surf around and see what you think. And if you like what you see, then join. And yes, if you go to the Facebook page, there is a link to click to go to the website, and that will take you there. And yeah. So totally go like the Facebook page for University of Nails. There's a link there to click to join, and share with all of your nail friends, because we need to get it bigger so I can do the Michelle Pugh World Tour and US Tour and come into salons and teach everybody in person, and we can do troubleshooting, we can do hands-on, we can do all kinds of things. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. Toodles. See you tomorrow. Ciao. Hasta luego.